All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to FloodLight Friday live stream. I'm getting better and better at saying that. So this morning, I rode my bike to the office, which I really love. Yeah, that was fun. There's something about exercise, like especially cardio, like at the beginning of the day. It's pretty rare that I do that, but I always feel better when I do. I have got some guests that are coming on the show this morning, and I'm always excited about that. So, first of all, I want to kick things off. Some of you that are LinkedIn power users like myself, you've seen in your feeds Answer Force. Of course, they're out there doing cool stuff all the time, but they recently made an announcement about a new integration that they just successfully completed. And it happens to be with another preferred partner of FloodLights, a product, a service that we love. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get Mandy on to talk. So I've got Mandy in the green room, ready to come tell us about this new integration. I'll let her give the deets. So let's bring her in here. Hello, Mandy.
Hi, Chris.
Hey.
How are you?
I am awesome. I love this like shabby chic, like bohemian background thing you got going on. It's like you're in some sort of alleyway in Greece or something. What's going on?
I'm doing well. It's not an alleyway in Greece, I promise you that. I'm hiding away from my toddler in I call it my dungeon, but it's a closet.
The dungeon? Okay, right on, right on.
So
Oh,
thank you so much for having me on to kind of talk about our new alliance with JLC Analytics. It's
yeah,
we're really excited about it.
yeah, right on. Well, we've a little bit of backstory. I imagine for some people watching this, they have no idea about JOC Analytics, and I know, gosh, we started working with Chris and his team. I mean, Brandon first met Chris, gosh, probably 7 or 8 years ago. Chris used to be an operator in the industry, was a GM of a real successful restoration company in California for a number of years, and just has great experience. And we first, I think we first recommended JOC to a client, gosh, probably almost 3 years ago. And since then, we've had most of our clients adopt JOC Analytics. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Because I think in general, we in the industry don't pay enough attention to our call intake and the conversion rate and our set rate from our call intake, right? And we don't tend to think of it as critically as we should, kind of in our overall sales conversion flow, right? And stuff. And so I'm really curious to just hear a little bit more detail about what is the integration, what is the sort of dashboard analytics that people are going to be able to see relative to Answer Force and their call intake and all that. You want to give us an overview?
Yes, of course. This is what makes me so excited because time and time again, with Answer Force, we get the question of, well, what's our ROI? And we're kind of like, well, we take the calls, but we don't know what your BD team or your sales team does with it after that fact. So we haven't been able to help build that full picture for them.
Yeah.
But with this alliance, with this partnership with JOC, what it'll do, it will help it'll bridge that gap. It'll show from that first call what happens during that first call and how it's converted all the way through
Hmm.
conversion, through working the project, and give the owner the opportunity to really look into their data to
Mm.
say, like, hey, this call that came in at like 2 a.m. in the morning turned into like a, 15 or $20,000 job. And it'll allow them to be able to track from the beginning all the way through, because if they're not using JOC, they should be, because to me it's a phenomenal product to be, or service, to be able to see your data, to see in your business and see what's going on day to day. But this will help tie in that piece of, okay, the calls are coming in. These are the type of calls that we're getting. So the information that they'll be able to see through JOC will be all of that initial intake, like when that call came in, who
Mm,
took that call, the type of call, that type of loss that came in. Was it an emergency? Was it transferred? Who was it transferred to? So they'll be
mm,
able to marry it with the data that they're already tracking if they are with JLC, to be able to say, like, look, this call came in, it went to this on call. This
mm.
on call, responded this and this time. So they'll be able to really see that full absolute picture. And it's actually a really simple process for us to connect the two. It's
Right.
really just either the our mutual client can provide them with a login to our portal to be able to pull the data, or we can do it a way where we can automate it to where the data automatically is pushed into a Google sheet for them to then build the report.
That's awesome. Yeah. I wish I'd been able to get Chris Hill on this morning with us just to talk about JOC because it really is, it's a powerful product. And I think the need for it exists kind of across all the job management systems in our industry, is that
Agreed.
none of them are particularly good at providing dashboard information for leaders and operators. And so like, just to give people a little bit of context for this, right, what they do is they've built a reporting platform on top of Microsoft Power BI, specifically for restorers, where they can custom develop any kind of dashboard for you, but they have like an out of the box turnkey set of dashboards. Everything from work in progress dashboards to sales conversion, to sort of a 30,000-foot view of all of sort of the key operating metrics in your business, to empower leaders to, I sound like a sales guy for him, to empower leaders in our industry to get at a glance the current state of their business and how their business is trending month to date, quarter to date, year to date, et cetera. So all the types of um, data I think that leaders want, that's difficult to assimilate in a lot of the job management software platforms that exist right now. And I'm not sure why there's that gap, but there is. And JOC has done a really great job of closing that gap. And so the idea now, I mean, I really think call intake and call conversion, um, even number of inbound calls, is a missing data piece um, that even JOC really did not have a way to integrate. And now, of course, with you guys, there's a way to display that, which is so critical, right? Because if we're not, I've said this so many times in our ads for Answer Force, no less. I think we undervalue or sort of under prioritize our call intake in our businesses. We spend, like I was just talking to somebody else, they spend $12,000 a month on Google, PPC, and more on SEO optimization and all of that. And many people spend way more than that in their business on
Mhm.
to create inbound opportunities. But then what do we do? Oftentimes we're putting our most entry level person on the phone taking these inbound calls. We're not monitoring the number of calls, our call conversion, our stats, our return on investment from the, you know what I mean? We're not careful about attribution of where's this call coming from? How did we get this? You know what I mean? So,
That's true.
so anyway, I
That's
think
where,
it's great.
sorry for interrupting, but I'm really passionate about that as well, Chris. When you start talking about marketing dollars, right? Because that's where everyone's like, that's where I'm going to get my leads. That's where my money is going to come from. But then this piece, right, of how is it going to translate or convert into business gets lost in translation, like you said.
Yeah.
And thinking about like our relationship with JOC now, if they have a report that if they already have a report that's tracking their
Mm,
marketing, this will really be able to take them from, this is what's going on with our marketing dollars, translates into these many calls, translates into these many jobs. this is what we're closing. So it allows that owner to really get a full grasp of
Mm,
their business and how it's operating from marketing all the way through. So they are really, they are, we are fortunate to have quite a few clients, restorers who really care about their customer journey.
mm,
And this really helps fill in those gaps for the customer journey. Being able to, like you mentioned, marketing and then working with a service like ours with AnswerForce, and then being powered by JOC to have those reports, it'll help them be able to build that customer journey,
mm.
see where where they're doing really well and see where they need to improve.
Yeah. 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 I'm excited about it. I think it's really important. And I appreciate you taking time to come on this morning.
Of course. Thank
Y-
you.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Chris Hill too. I mean, like, it's such a great product, and I'm sure this is a shot in the arm for them as well, um, with their offering. So it's just everybody wins. It's fun.
Yeah.
You got any plans for this weekend? Any fun plans?
I'm back on the road as of tomorrow. So
Are you really? Where are you headed?
San Diego.
Okay. All right. Well, that ain't
Um,
terrible.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
complaining.
Right on. I'm getting out for my very first camping trip of the summer. Like, camping is, we love to do it as a family. Last summer, we didn't go camping a single time. Just conferences, travel, all the things, right? And so we've got our first camping trip of the year happening this afternoon. So that's
Are you
our
staying in Oregon?
yeah, we're staying in Oregon. Yeah, we're going into the coastal range.
Oh,
We're camping by a river. It'll be awesome. We're gonna open up the rooftop tent. We've got
oh, nice.
a tent on top of our SUV. We're taking mountain bikes, and it's gonna be fun.
It sounds like it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, enjoy San Diego, and till next time. Thanks for joining us.
Will do, Chris. Thank you, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. See ya. Bye. Okay. That was fun. Right on. Thanks for coming on, Mandy. So yeah, if you're not familiar with JOC Analytics, look them up. Look them up. They've been on the trade show circuit here. Seen them at the last several events that we've been at. Super involved in the industry, and again, owned and run by industry vets. Right? They understand the business, and they've created really great dashboard resources for our leadership to know what's going on in our business, to see in real time what's happening.